Hello friends, once again I welcome you to my channel, and here we are there with CPU organization. In computer organization architecture course, till now we have seen how one operation is executed, how one instruction is executed inside our computer. That basic steps we have gone through, we have seen the registers and all. Hope that part is clear till now. Next we are starting with CPU organization. So to understand the CPU organization, what we are doing is we are taking up some instructions that are possible to execute on a particular organization, and by looking at that instruction we'll be understanding the CPU organization. So three basic CPU organizations are there. One is single accumulator based organization. In this organization we have one accumulator for doing all the operations. So whenever we need to get something from memory, we'll get into accumulator. When we need to send something to the memory, we'll send it through accumulator. When we need to perform some operation, we'll perform it with your accumulator. Another one is general register organization. In this one, we have got our general purpose registers where we can have our operands and we can perform operations. And to perform that memory operations, that is reading or writing, we can do it with your general purpose registers, and we are going to use move as our instruction mnemonic. Third one is stack organization. Stack organization is zero address instruction. That means whenever I'm performing any operation like add, subtraction, division, that time I'm not going to provide any operand. Only I will tell what to do. That is add. So that time we'll be knowing where is your our operand. Our operand will be there on the stack, right? So top two contents will be taken as operand and the operation will be performed. So see, the meaning of this one address, two address, three address is that how many operands will be having in our instruction. Hope you remember what is an instruction. Instruction consists of what? Opcode and your operands. So if there is only one operand, it is one address. If two operands, two operand. Three operands means three operand instruction. And there is nothing, that means it is zero address instructions, right? So two address and three address operand instructions are possible to execute on general register organization. And one address is possible to execute on your one that single accumulator organization. That means another operand is there in the accumulator. And in case of stack organization, only opcode will be there. So if only opcode is there, where are your operands? Operands are there on the top of the stack. Top two contents of the stack will be taken as operand and the operation will be performed. So let me start the topic. To understand the topic, what we are going to do, we'll take up one example and we'll understand all three organizations one after the other. So example, here I have taken one expression x equal to a, you can see this expression. So to evaluate this expression, whatever instructions we'll write using general register organization, then accumulator and then stack. So starting with three address. Three address is possible for general register organization. In case of three address instructions, the general format of the instruction will be opcode and three operands will be there. Three operands will be there. One is destination, then source one, source two. Total three operands will be there. The operands may be there in memory, may be there in register. So three operands will be there. And another important point, very, very important point is there that the order of the operands may vary from architecture to architecture. What does it mean? See, here I have written opcode, then destination, then source 1, source 2. Someone may write here source 1, source 2, and then destination. This is also perfectly correct. See, different architecture follows different ordering. Here in our this problem solving, we are taking this particular order. What is that order? First one is destination, then source 1, source 2. And while solving a problem, at the same time, we should not follow both of them. Otherwise, it will be a meaningless solution, right? So either we need to follow this or we need to follow this. That's all. So now let me start. So the problem is what? This one we need to solve. So whenever we need to solve this expression, first what we will do? we will be doing this a plus b, and then first we'll be solving whatever is there within the parentheses because they are of the highest precedence. So first a plus b will be done, and then c plus d will be done, and with that result we will be performing the multiplication operation. So see how we are going to do. What is there? Three address operands are there, right? And another very important point I forgot to mention, that whenever I am doing A and B addition, I should not change either of them. They will remain as it is. What is A? A is representing a memory location holding some value. It is also representing some memory location holding some value. So whatever is there in memory location A and B should not get modified. Why? Because see, in mathematics also you know, when you do 2 plus 3, 5 will be produced, but this 2 and 3 will remain unchanged, right? So the same protocol here also we are going to follow, because there are many case things are there. Because see, this a plus b we should not modify, because before this expression also in our coding some other expression may be there. After this also someone will be there. They must be using a b c d. Here also a b c d were used, so we should not modify them, right? Hope this part you are getting. So see, first what I have to do is I need to add A and B. So to add A and B, we'll be adding the contents of A and B, and result will be storing in some register, right? We'll be storing in some register. What we are discussing? General Register Organization CPU. Using three address instruction, we are solving the problem. So in an instruction, three operands can be there. And I know that this A plus B result is going to be used in near future. So because of that, I prefer to use one register to hold my temporary result, right? Because of that, we have taken one register. And here my assumption is that register is available. So add R1 comma AB. That means these two memory location contents are added and result is stored in R1. But see here, the memory location contents are not changed. This much is clear. Then the next, what we'll do? C plus D. So what we are going to do? C plus D, add R to CD. Why? Because C and D we need to add and we need to store the result somewhere so that we can use it subsequently. So this R2 will be there. In R2 register, we are going to store the result. This is clear. Then the next is multiply X R1, R2. So see, the result of R1 and R2, whatever is there as a result in R1 and R2, that we need to multiply. And after doing the multiplication, whole expression will be stored where? Into memory location X. So MUL is the opcode. MUL, you write multiply, you write MULT, MUL. Why I am telling so? Because here in architecture course, we are writing the instructions for not for a specific architecture. So we can write MUL, uppercase, lowercase, all are correct. MULT, multiply, anything we can write. So our operation is multiplication. So I have written MUL. Then what I need to multiply? R1, R2. And then that result will be this result will be stored in memory location X. So by this instruction, we have come to the end of the evaluating this particular expression. Hope this one is clear. So see, basically what you need to remember is in what order you need to execute. This is one. Second one is you should not modify your memory operands, because before your instruction also they may be used. After your this particular expression also someone is using A. So you should not modify A. And another also we know, whenever in mathematics class we are adding two numbers, we are not changing the numbers, we are producing a result. So that always we need to follow, right? So hope this three address instruction format is clear. First is opcode, then three operands will be there, and the order of the operand may change from architecture to architecture. Here what order I have taken? First one is destination and then source 1, source 2. Someone may take this other way also, that is R1 comma R2 X. That is also absolutely correct. Here also that time they need to change. Here also they need to change, right? So this much is fine. Okay, here for this instruction, how many times we have referred to the memory? How many times we have referred to the memory? One is for fetching the instruction, One is to get the operand from memory location A, and another one is for getting the operand from memory location B. So altogether 3 memory references we have taken. So like this you can find out for the rest of the instructions also. For this one, how much? How many memory references? 2. How this 2 is coming? One is for fetching and one is for storing the result into memory location X. Right? So this much is there for 3 address. In my next video, I am going to discuss 2 address instruction. Thank you.